Okay, so sometimes when we are multiplying, the way that the problems are worded lets you know that multiplication is being used as a comparison. So here are some of the phrases that you might see if multiplication is being used to compare two things. So times as many, times more, and times as much. So I'm going to show you some problems where that language is used so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So in your book, you are going to go ahead and use your book with me today. You are going to turn to page 149, so 149 in volume 1. And we are going to actually look at the problems on the page that is independent practice, because there are 4 different ways that they represent the problems, and I want to make sure you understand how they're representing them and why they're choosing to represent them that way. So I'm looking at number 2 first. Number 2 tells us that there are 3 times as many. So that means that we're comparing that in total there are 3 times as many as we're seeing here. So we're comparing the amount. There's 3 times as many as here. So if we wrote that as a multiplication problem, that would be 3 times as many as 1. Okay? So they're saying there's 3 times as many as there are here. 3 times 1 gives you 3. And you would do that with those other ones too, which you will go ahead and practice those while you're doing your daily lesson practice. So the next one I want to show you is number 5, 10 times as much. So in this case, they're giving it to you in a different order. So here you've been given the statement 10 times as much. So we're comparing that there's 10 times as much in total as there are right here. Okay, so we know now that the total is 4, or 40, not 4, that the total is 40. So we need to know how many are here. Well, 10 times what gives us 40? There's several ways I can think about this. If I already know that 10 times 4 is 40, then I don't have to worry about it. But maybe I don't. So what I can do is I can go ahead and use division to help me figure that out. And get that 40 divided by 10 gives me 4. And then I know that 10 times 4 gives me 40. So I'd put 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Okay? So in that case, they just wanted you to be the one who figured out how many there were to begin with for them to be 10 times as much if 40 is our answer. So just a little bit more complicated. This next representation is called a bar diagram. So they're saying there's twice as many as 4 boys. So what they're saying is here you're going to divide this into 2 sections. And there are twice as many as 4 boys. So there are 4 boys in each. So there's twice as many. There's 2 sets of the 4 boys, which gives us a total of 2 times 4, which gives me 8. Okay. I want to practice one more of those actually with you. So if you look at number 10, go ahead and try it on your own first. But if you look at number 10, there's 4 times as many as 6 fish. They've divided the bar into 4 pieces. So all they're saying is that there are 4 times as many as 6 fish. So 6 groups, or 6 fish in each of the 4 groups. So then we have 6 times 4, because there's 4 groups of 6, or in this case, or 6 groups of 4, however you want to look at it. And we can count those by groups. I know that 6 times 2 gives me 12, so 2 groups of that's going to give me 24. And I know that in total, there are 24 when I add all these bars together. Okay? There is one more way that I want you to look at it. This is number 11. So in this case, they want you to draw the bar diagram yourself. Okay, so 3 times as much money as $6. So 3 3 times as much, so I'm going to divide my bar into 3 pieces. And I'm going to put $6 in each piece. Okay, so 3 times 6. And I'm getting 6 times 3, which gives me $18. So then they're wanting to know the equation that goes with that. And in this case, it would be $6 times 3 gives me $18. Okay? So they just wanted you to draw the buyer diagram. So like I was saying before, there's different language that they use when they're wanting you to compare. So times as many, times more, and times as much. So here you were seeing we were comparing 3 times as many, 3 times as many as that one, 10 times as much as the 4 that are here, twice as many as 4 boys, so twice as many as those 4, comparing. So you can see that comparison. And 3 times as much. So I'm comparing, I have 3 times as much money as $6, comparing $6 to the total amount that you have, which is 18. So sometimes they use language like that for comparison. And your job now is to finish the rest of your daily lesson practice.